today's tutorial we'll be looking on one of the interesting topic which we rarely use in ServiceNow, but I really liked it. Okay, so which is called a ServiceNow processor. So first of all, we will try to understand what ServiceNow processor is, and then we will look into some dummy example, practical example on the same. Okay, so first of all, what is ServiceNow processor? So ServiceNow processor, according to the ServiceNow docs, provides a customizable URL endpoint that can execute a server-side JavaScript code and produce. Okay, so basically in simple terms, it's a customizable URL. You can customize the URL which you give in the browser to render the information, whether it will be a text, JSON, HTML, or anything. Okay, so this is what the processor is. So for today's demo, okay, what we'll be doing, if you are aware that if you want to search a KB article, right? Okay, so for example, what is the best way to search a KB article? Okay, so what you do, you simply, I will copy it out, I will go to the service portal. Okay, service portal, and there is a knowledge base. Okay, and under knowledge base we have this KB article. Okay, so first, for example, we have this KB article called getting around in Windows. Okay, so if I want to directly search this KB article, okay, how I can do that? Okay, so I have to learn this URL, which is pretty awkward to get memorized, right? Okay, if I want to search based on this KB article number only, okay, so basically the requirement is like if we want to shorten this URL, that we will define in such a way that you have to simply add the KB article number, and it will render that information, that KB article for you, okay, via URL itself. Pretty amazing, right? Because no one wants to get this kind of format, right? Because it's not giving clear idea of which KB article I am searching for. Okay, so this is a requirement for today's demo. Okay, so for this, what we'll be doing, we'll be using processor. Okay, so we'll be creating a customized URL, okay, which will render that information. Means we'll hit the URL, and in terms it will hit this URL, which you can see over here. Okay, it will convert into this URL and it will render the information for us. Okay, so to get started, okay, what we have to do, we have to just go to the processor. So processor is under system definition. Okay, you can find the processor. Okay, I will open it out. Okay, it's pretty easy and pretty amazing. Okay, so there are two types of processor. Okay, you will ideally find one is the Java side processor and the second is the script side. So Java is more on a Java rendering and all that things. We will not go into that. We'll look into the script side. So as you can see out of the box, there are around 154 processor already present. Okay, so if I just look for some on the script side, okay, for example, I will download file. Okay, so what exactly the download file URL is doing? Okay, so whenever you pass a path parameter called download file, okay, what it will do, it will execute the script which will just come up. Okay, come on. Okay, so what it will do, it will internally call this particular script whenever you hit your base URL slash this download file.do. Okay, it will hit this script and it will execute it out, and whatever is download, it will download the things into a zip file or something like that. Okay, so in the similar way, we will be creating our processor, our own processor. We don't want to refer the pre-existing processors. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, so for that, what we have to do, we will click on the new. So we'll be creating a new processor. Okay, and what we have to do, we have to give the name. Okay, so I will give the name as processor demo. Okay, we'll keep the type as script, and there is Java, so I will try to create sometime in Java also, right? Okay, and apart from that, what we have, description. So on a description, okay, so there is a field called CSRF. Okay, CSRF protected, so we don't want to make it happen. Okay, for timing. Okay, it just add auth guard kind of thing. Okay, on top of the page, so we don't want that. And we have a description, so we will give the description. this is the processor for render the KB article. Okay, I will just correct it out. Okay, perfect. Now you have the parameters. Okay, the parameters talks about what exactly parameters you want to pass. Okay, so that particular parameter will be like you can consider it as a URL path parameter. Okay, which you will be using in your script to render the information. So I will give, we want a KB article, right? So I will give it a name as article. Okay, now we have path, so we have to define the base path. So for example, what we are trying to do, so it will be something like yeah, how can I, so it's a base path. Okay, slash, it will be what we call path. Okay, so it will be like path dot do. Okay, and then question mark, it will be whatever the attribute we are giving over here. So what is that? Parameters. So parameter, whatever we will be passing, right? And its value, something like that. Okay, so this is the general format which we are looking for. Okay, so we will give it like KBURL. Okay, let's give it this way. Now let's come to the script. Okay, so you can see this is the predefined signature for the processor. It has request, response, and processor. Okay, so what we'll do, we will first of all, we want this article. So this is a path, nothing to do, it's a static value. But with article, we will be associating a value, okay, of a KB article number, okay, which we want to render. So first of all, we need this article number. Okay, so let's get a particular value from the URL. How to get that? So we can pull it like variable article equal to G underscore request, because it's coming from request, right? Request dot get parameter, and what parameter we are looking for? Article, right? So I will just copy it from here and paste it over here. So now we got the article. Okay, I will just zoom out a little bit. So first of all, we got an article. Now what we want to do, based on this article number, okay, we want to fetch that KB article. So how to do that? We'll do variable gr KB, okay, equal to new glide record secure. Let's use secure. Okay, I want to make it pretty, and I will point to KB underscore knowledge table. So this is a table where all the knowledge articles are stored. Okay, you don't trust me? Okay, let's do that also. People don't trust me. Great. So we will do over here dot list. So you can see this is a table where all the knowledge articles are stored. Okay, now we secured that particular table. Now we will be adding the query. So how to do that? It will be like kb dot add query. Okay, and what we will be giving? So the first attribute should be number, because on the KB article you can see we will be searching via number, right? So before that, let's not do that. Okay, let me try to explain you the query itself. Okay, first, so what we'll be doing, let's try to just print a normal text before that. Okay, so if I give G underscore processor dot write output, okay, and we can write like we are into the processor. Okay, this is what I'm giving right now. Okay, and if I save it out, and if I go now to the base URL, okay, to the base URL, and if I do kb url dot do, okay, I'm just giving the base URL, and if I hit, now you can see the text which we have given. That means we are able to execute that script, okay, from this URL. Okay, now we will enhance the script. Okay, so sorry, I messed this out. Okay, why you should waste the time if the code is not working, right? So now we again came back to the same point. We pull the article value, we have glide secured, we were writing the script for the same. So what I will do, I will write the script like number, okay, number, what will the number? So it will be the article, right? That's what we have promised for. Okay, you can add a number of queries, okay, the way you want. Okay, I will add one more, kb article dot add query. Okay, and I will give we want only those articles which are published, right? Why I will need non-published article, right? So I will give state equal to published. Okay, and we will do grkb dot query. Okay, now we have queried based on the inputs which we got, that is article number, and ideally it should give only one record, right? Now what we want to do, now the thing is that we want to take the base URL, and on top of the base URL we will be adding these things out, right? So if you, so what we will do, if I go to this knowledge article, okay, let me show you once again where I open. Okay, so this is the format we will be generating internally, right? So this is our base URL, you can see this is what we want. Okay, so I will give it like what format we want. Okay, and it's like this is what the end outcome should be like. Okay, so first of all I will define a variable URL equal to, and I will give a string value. Okay, so I will take this part till this particular part. This is a base URL, right? You can get the instance name from the property, from the properties also. Okay, but I'm just hard coding it out for now. So this part we have already covered. Okay, now we need the further part. Okay, this one. So what we will be doing, if, because there will be only one record, right? If grkb dot next, if the record exists, then what we have to do, we will update the URL with, we will append it out to this particular URL only. Okay, so we'll be doing URL equal to URL, because we've got the base URL plus now the further part. So what is that further part? What is it's this part, or I don't think this is also, let's put this also inside the static value only. So what I will do, I to create in chunks, right? So this is what we got. Now we just want to replace this dynamic attribute, right? So we'll get URL plus kb dot, because this is sysid for that particular kb article, right? We have the object of kb article into grkb. So what I will be doing, grkb dot get unique value. Perfect. So let's go through it once. So basically what we did, we have taken the article number which will be passing, okay, with the URL. We took that, and from that we just queried to get the record which is matching the number, okay, from the knowledge base, which will now matching the number of the article which we have passed, and state should be published. And then we have just taken the URL from the KB article, how exactly it looks right now, okay, and we are just creating the same URL from that easy URL, you can see, okay, complex URL from the easy one, and we are just append it out. So the outcome which will be getting will be in this format only. Ideally it should be in this format only. And now once we get the URL, we have to just redirect to that URL, right? So it will be like g underscore processor dot redirect, and we will redirect to that URL only. So this is all done, okay, which is required. We'll save it out. Pretty easy, right? Processes are pretty easy. Now what we want to do, we want to see if it's working, okay. So currently we were having this kind of pretty hectic URL, okay. Now what we'll do, I will take the base URL, okay. So I will take the base URL, and you remember this, right? So let's change this only. So path.do, what was the path for us? It was a KB URL, right? So I will do KB URL dot do. What was the parameter? The parameter was article. Okay, article. And now article value. What article we want to fetch? So we'll take this one only, KB. Okay, so that you. So it's pretty easy now, right? We have just converted this complex URL into this much easy URL. Okay. And now if I click enter, it should render the same result. Okay. Let's try it out. So if I click enter, KB article not found. Why? Let's check it out. So ideally it moved to KB article, that's for sure. KB article published. This is KB article and sysid equal to So why didn't come? Let's try it once again. So I will do this, okay, and it will be KB URL dot to question mark article equal to, is this knowledge article is published? Let's take this one, a published one, right? Let's try with it. As it will all I didn't find the KB article. Okay, good, we are getting error. Okay, so I will comment this out, and what we'll do, g underscore processor dot write output, I will like URL let's save it out. Again we will go to the same, what is that, KB URL dot to question mark article. I think something is wrong with the URL. So what we are getting? KB article. Let's verify this out. Okay. So we would go to the script. This is expectation. So we are not getting this SSID. Why? Did I messed up over here? If KB article dot next that is published. Oh, this is an attribute, right? So bad. Okay. I gave it as a string. That's the reason. Now it should work. Because I didn't find the article with the name article, right? Okay. Now if I go over here, KB article, and I hit. Now it gives me the proper URL. Perfect. Now we'll go back. Okay. And I will uncomment this. And I will comment this out. I hope you understand what was the mistake from my side. Sorry for that. And now if I hit this URL, now it should render the proper knowledge article. Boom. So you got it, right? In this way we can create a processor, okay, to create any kind of custom URL. Okay, you can ease out the URL based on the attributes, and then you can do the internal coding to render something else, right? Okay. Now if I want to try it out, okay, now we can say that we have created a custom URL. Okay, if I go with the same URL, okay, what I tried, which was, I should copy it out, right, which was this, okay, this URL, sorry, so if I go with this particular URL and great, I'm not what I'm doing right. KB URL control A control C, and if I try to open it in the incognito window, okay, let's try it out without logging. Okay, now let's see. So it's asking me username and password, right? Okay, so I want to make this particular URL as public, because if you are not logged in also, then also you should be able to see this particular page. Okay, so how to do that? Okay, so let's make this particular page, this particular URL as public. Okay, so how to do that? It's pretty simple. You can simply go to sys underscore public dot list. So this is where you can define all the public pages, right? Public URLs. Okay, what all URL you want to mark it as a public, right? Okay, here you can see there are 53 URL like reset password, password reset, survey, all these things are public, right? So we can create our own public page. So what you can do, you can simply click on new. Now it's asking for the page. Okay, what is the page base URL? It's KB URL. Okay, just keep it active and save. That's all you have to do. Okay, now if I go to the incognito page again, and if I hit, now it should render the page for me. This is also one of the things, because I also faced this out when I created a process for the first time, right? Okay, now it's allowing me to go to that particular page. Okay, now you can go to this KB article and you can do what all stuff you want to do. Okay, so in this way we have seen what is processor, how processes are helpful, okay, how you can customize the URL, how you can shorten the URL in the true sense, okay, using the processor, and you can do the things whatever you want. Okay, hope you like this video. Okay, and please like, follow, subscribe, and drop me some comments so that I can create some innovative videos, okay, for you. Okay, till then, stay happy, stay smiling, and stay safe also, and have a nice day. Thank you.